Welcome to Gen Sense, where I, Jen, try to make sense of the shenanigans around me. Sometimes I'm joined by a guest, but most times it's just me trying to make sense of this very wild world. Yeah, so let's have a good time, guys. It's gonna be worth it. Thank you. Today's shenanigans, terrarium capers. That sounds weird. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna let it breathe. All right, so I have a question. Why are terrariums making one so hard? Why is there no list? There should be a list, a general list of things you can get to make a terrarium. Why a terrarium, you ask? Because who doesn't like plants? Who doesn't pretend to like to water things? With terrariums, you don't have to worry about it as much. But just the process of it was so fun, and I had to do all this extra research just to get to the point where my sister will kill my terrariums for me. So that's cool. Yeah, it is a little hard. There's two main terrariums, right? There is the open terrarium that everybody knows, and there's also the closed one, which is a super hard thing to get done. Because if the plants, I guess I should back up and talk about what a terrarium is. It's a plant, like succulents, cacti, ferns, reeds. I'm not sure about it. Or they're hanging on by a thread. So I'm sorry, plant moms. It's just what it is. Also, my little sister, who's autistic, she likes to break them apart and she'll overwater them. So that's also been a very interesting time because they were living and then they weren't, and you can always repot them, but who has time for that? Nobody. Also, I had a Venus flytrap at one point that also went well. I kind of overfed it though. We just had flies for some reason outside, and I was just like, here you go. He had 4 or 5 little heads, and I gave him 5 flies, and he died. I definitely overfed him, and he's just his little container's empty with his moss, and I'm just I should do better. I should replant these. Also, I tried to make a closed terrarium, and it went not well. First off, what do you put in it? Why is there no good list of plants? Second off, I made 3 of them, by the way, 3 closed ones, and I'm afraid to open them because I don't know how it's gonna smell. And I realized way after the fact that I probably should have left a little, a little air hole in there so they don't do that. They look like rainforests. It's cool, but they're all dead. Also, for one of my closed terrariums, I bought 10 bugs isopods for $14, and they all died. I mean, they died within 3 days, and I was so heartbroken because that was $14 of my money. And I was just why? But I will attempt that again. A closed one, and just maybe repotting and consolidating all of these things because the where I got most of my material. Jeez, hold on, Genesis. Let's take a breath. Let's just take a breath. I'd rather just. Yeah. All right. But yeah. I will probably try this again, this whole terrarium kick, because it was fun. I will definitely try to use the free version, which is you take a little baggie around with you and you just basically be a kleptomaniac with nature. Don't go in somebody's yard and get their plants, but if it's out there in the public, it's yours, right? Finders keepers. Just know if you do it that way, you do have to bake them. I don't know what at temperature. But you have to bake it to make sure it does not, bring bacteria and things into your plants, which sounds kind of crazy. I guess into your home. And I was going to say, the tangent about the dollar store. Yes, the dollar store is where I got a lot of my materials from for starting, because it's $1.25, even though they still call it the dollar store. Inflation. What? Who said that? But I can go into that, that whole list. But it was fun. like designing and just doing it, really. Just putting stuff out there and hoping for the best. I was going to give them as gifts to people so they could remember me with a live gift so they couldn't forget. Because if they forgot to order it like every 2 weeks, and I know I said that word weird, but like they have to think about me because, oh man, I gotta order this, otherwise it's gonna die, like our relationship if I don't talk to her. Maybe not that intense, but like that's the thought behind it. And plus it looked really cool. I was on a YouTube binge. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah. If you do a closed terrarium, do not let the plants touch the glass because they will die and they will rot, and I didn't know that. And they are, my closed terrariums are very ugly. And I'm just gonna have to like open them up and do my best to salvage what I have. And like I went all out for this. So it's a little heartbreaking that, you know, it didn't work out the first time. You know, maybe it's gonna be the 4th time's the charm, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I've already done it 3 times. And I want bugs, but again, they're like $14. But I could get them from outside, but I don't like that. Like, I don't really nature, and we're gonna get into the whole naturing thing in, you know, later episodes, but I don't really nature. Like, one of them like escaped, like one of the ones I bought escaped, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to like find a way to pick it up and touch it. I just couldn't. Well, I like knocked him over with some tweezers, and then I like tried to scoop him up without crushing him. I was successful, but it was a little touch and go there. I was like, he's just gonna live in the house if I can't find him. He's just there. He can do whatever he wants. He pays rent. But that did not happen. I managed to do it. So yeah, $14 bugs. They're all dead. Their little carcasses are a little curled up, and yeah. But it's okay. You know, we live and we learn, and I will make another episode about the materials for doing a terrarium because they are fun. They're not super expensive. I think the most expensive part would be like if you got a tray of plants. Don't do that though. Get like 3. Don't get like 20 plants because then you'll have 20 terrariums like me and have nowhere to put them because you never gave them away. So yeah. But yeah, I'll do a list, you know. And my question for you guys is, would you want to make one? Would you want to make a terrarium? They're so beautiful if you do it right. Just look up stuff on YouTube or Pinterest. That's the thing too. All right, let's go. Let's go make terrariums. Thank you for joining me on Jen Sense. I hope you had a wonderful time while Jen went over those shenanigans. I hope you have a wonderful time, and remember to always be